Are you a member of a Jewish congregation or synagogue? Are you a leader of a Jewish congregation or synagogue? Would you like to see people become even more engaged, maybe attract more people, be served much better by your congregation? Hi, I'm Stephen M. Cohen, research professor at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, and I just finished 2 years of study of great synagogues in Great Britain, and I think the lessons from those synagogues, we call them vital synagogues, are lessons that we can apply here to your synagogue, to my synagogue here in the United States. When you talk to American synagogues about what makes them great, a lot of the people there, a lot of the leaders will say, oh, we have terrific services. And they do. They have inspiring services led by great cantors, rabbis, and lay people. In Great Britain, that's not what I heard. The services were fine, but that's not where they're investing their energy. So where are they investing their energy? What makes these particular synagogues great, and what lessons can we learn from those synagogues that apply to our synagogues? Well, here's what I found out. The number one reason that these synagogues are indeed vital and throbbing and creative and passionate and building commitment and belonging, the number one reason is they shout welcoming. They are terrific at bringing people in, at greeting newcomers, at bringing in people from all walks of life. One of the practices that they told me about is one of the rabbis said, you know, if we see a new face in the synagogue, that's either a new member, a family member of a member, a friend of a member, someone looking for a synagogue, and one of us will make sure to speak to that person during Kiddush at the end of services. The synagogues really go out of their way to embrace people, to bring them together. That's number one. Number two, I've said after looking at these synagogues, American synagogues are great at raising money, but British synagogues are great at raising volunteers. If there's one thing that I learned from these synagogues is that they are full of passionate volunteers, people volunteering to do things on behalf of the synagogue, and including being the honorary chair. Honorary means that they're the honored volunteer chair of the synagogue, or the board members. But not only that, they're engaged in all aspects of synagogue life. And I'm going to give you just a couple more examples, because lesson number 3 is that these places are terrific at chesed, at expressing loving kindness for people. They have a thing that they call rota, which is British for rotation. They have committees of people who get together, who take care of people in need. If there's someone who's going through mourning, a Shiva process, they'll visit the person going through Shiva, going through mourning, prepare food and so forth for that person. If someone has someone in the hospital, they'll visit the person in the hospital. They'll visit the people who are, in essence, worried about their loved one in the hospital. When a mother gives birth, they have a committee set up to make her meals for several days. There are all kinds of ways in which people care for other people, and they do it in a systematic way. They don't make an announcement, hey, show up, take care of Seth, take care of Susie. No, that's not. They have committees that actually are dedicated to doing these things. So that's number 3. We've got welcoming, we've got volunteers, we've got chesed. Point number 4, there are several more, but this is the next thing that really jumped out at me, is they have a real commitment to the youth, be it from 2 or 3 years old through 16, 17. And it shows up in every which way. It shows up in special services and play areas for tots. It shows up in cheters, which is their religious schools. It shows up in teenagers being heavily involved in youth movements, and teenagers working for a few pounds a session to mentor and to teach pre-bar mitzvah kids, just like they were taught a few years ago. What you see in these synagogues is a real investment in youth. There are other things that these synagogues do extraordinarily well, but I know I can only convey a few of the key messages. That is, engage in welcoming, recruit volunteers, take care of people, express chesed, and pay attention to youth. These are some of the things you can learn from the report I did for the Jewish Leadership Council You can find the report at www.thejlc.org. They're in Great Britain, but I really urge you to think about these lessons, to bring them to the attention of the leadership of your synagogue, and help make many, many, many more American synagogues as vital as the vital congregations that I had the privilege of researching in Great Britain in the last couple of years. Thank you very much. This is Stephen M. Cohen, research professor at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion in New York.